Ever wondered how apps like Amazon, WhatsApp, Swiggy are actually built? Do developers simply sit down and start coding? No. Every software project follows a structured process called software development lifecycle. Today we'll understand this process using a real-world example. Welcome back to the class 2 of our software testing course. In previous class we learned what software testing and why it's important. Today we'll learn how software is developed before testing even begins. So now we'll discuss what is SDLC. It's a software development lifecycle. A structured process used to plan, design, develop, test, deploy, and maintain the software. Think of SDLC as a roadmap. Just like a billion house requires planning before construction. Software development follows the steps as same. Skipping these steps usually leads to the confusion, delay, and poor quality software. So we'll discuss now in the real world example. Let's imagine a constructor wants to build an online food delivery application similar to the Swiggy. Can developers start coding immediately? No. First, they need to understand exactly what the customer wants. So here in this diagram, we'll discuss the first customer idea, then planning, development, testing, and release. So we have the 6 phases of SDLC. We'll discuss here deep. So first phase is the requirement gathering, customer and then business analyst. The business analyst means the customer to understand the project requirement. For example, the customer need user registration, login, online payment, and tracking. This is called as the requirement gathering. Once the requirement is gathering, we'll move on to the design. This is the second phase of the design. Here, requirements, UI design, database design, and architecture. The team decided what the application will look like and how different components will work together. So this is like an architecture creating a blueprint before building a house. So once the second phase of design is done, we'll move on to the development. So here, developer will write the code building the feature. Now developers write the code based on the approved design. So the languages like Java, C#, Python, and JavaScript. Once the development is done, we can move on to the testing. So in the testing here, application, tester, finding the bugs, reporting the bugs. This is where tester comes in. They check every feature to make sure it works correctly and report any bug they find. In the previous class, we learned what is software testing, how testers will test the application, and how testers will finding the bugs. So once after testing is done, the next phase is the deployment. So in the deployment, tested application, production server, and user. After testing is complete, the application is ready to the customers. They can use it. For example, when a new version of WhatsApp appears in the Play Store, that's called as a deployment. Once the deployment is done, then last phase is the maintenance. So user feedback, bug fixes, new features. So here, even after release, the work doesn't stop. Developers fix the bug and adding the new features based on your feedback. For example, if your user requested to dark mode, that becomes a part of the maintenance phase. So this is the complete SDLC diagram what we discussed in the phases. First one is the requirement gathering. Once the requirement gathering is done, we'll move on to the design. Second phase is the design. Once the design is done, we'll move on to the development. Once development is done, then testing, then deployment and maintenance. So these are the 6 SDLC phases. So if you want to build any project, anything, so every software company must follow all the 6 phases. So we have some small interview question. What are the phases of SDLC? The answer is requirement gathering, design, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. And finally, we have the small quiz question. Which SDLC phase comes immediately after the development? A. Design. B. Maintenance. C. Testing. D. Requirement gathering. Mention your answer in the comment box. Draw the SDLC diagram in your notes. Understand each phase. Write 2 or 3 sentences explaining what happening during the stage. This will help you to remember the flow. This is the homework for the today's class. In today's class, we learned the complete software development lifecycle. In the next class, we will move on to the software testing lifecycle and understand how testers works within the software project. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next class. Thank you for watching.